at the volume of cones today. So yesterday we looked at the volume of pyramids. Shh, we're quiet and we're paying attention now. Today we're going to look at the volume of cones. So since the volume of a pyramid is 1/3 the volume of a prism with the same base and height, the volume of a cone must be 1/3 the volume of a cylinder with the same base and height. So here I do have a pyramid. Shh, we're listening. I have a pyramid within a prism. Okay? It has a hexagon as its base. Now that pyramid's volume is going to be 1/3 that of the prism. So that has to also apply to the cone. Okay, so a cone has a base of a circle here just like the cylinder, and it is going to be 1/3 of that entire cylinder. So to find the volume of that cone, we can take 1/3 the volume of a cylinder, which is B times H. So our formula is 1/3 B times H, just like it was yesterday. Okay, so it's very similar to what we did yesterday, except now your base or capital B value is going to be a circle instead of just a rectangle or a triangle or anything like that. So capital B, as it always is the area of the base. And since, again, our base is a circle, we have to use pi r squared to find that circle's area. Okay, and that H value is the height of the cone. Okay, so over here we have a right cone and an oblique cone. Our base is still a circle right here. And that height goes from the vertex and is perpendicular to that base. Okay, so you have to have that perpendicular piece. The height has to be perpendicular to that base. Okay, same thing in an oblique cone. You still have a circular base, except the height can be on the outside. It doesn't have to go right to that center point. Okay, as long as it is from the vertex and perpendicular to that base, it is the height of that cone. Okay, you'll see that in some of our examples here. So for numbers 1 and 2, we want to find the volume of each cone, and we're going to keep our answer in terms of pi. That means we're going to keep pi in our answer. We're not going to multiply it into our calculator. So, for number 1, we want to first find B and H. So to find B, we need the area of the base, which is the circle. So we're going to use pi r squared. So that r value is the radius of that bottom circle. That is 3.2. So I have pi times 3.2 squared. And again, I want to leave pi in my answer, so do not multiply by pi. All you have to do is take 3.2 and square it. That is 10.24 pi. Okay, so that's going to be our capital B value. 10.24 pi, and that's in meters squared. Okay, then our height for this cone, it is an oblique cone. Okay, it's not a right cone. However, I still have this distance from that vertex, and perpendicular to the circle or that base there is 5.8. That is your height. Okay, so now I can find the volume. We'll take 1/3 times our capital B value is 10.24 pi times h is 5.8. Okay, and again, I want to leave pi in the answer. So in your calculator, what you can do is multiply 10.24 times 5.8 and then divide that number by 3. Okay, you should get about 19.8 pi meters cubed. Again, that was leaving pi in the answer. On your assignment, I don't think it says you have to, so on your assignment you can multiply pi in. Okay, questions on how I did number 1? All right, then number 2. If you look at this cone, it is a right cone this time. However, I'm not given the radius of that base circle. Okay, I need to find that radius. Do you have any idea how I could find that radius given that information there?
Nope.
So I'm given that this is a right triangle. Okay, first part there. I'm given this side of that right triangle, correct? I need to find this side, and I'm given this angle right here is 58 degrees. What thing? I can't use these.
90?
No,
45, 45, 90?
no.
How are you going to get
Is that 30, 60, or 45?
Yeah.
Close.
It's close, but it's not. To use these, it has to specifically be 30, 60, and 90. So what you can use is SOHCAHTOA.
Oh, I hate this.
Okay, so we need to find R. I need to go from this angle 58 degrees here. From that angle, what side is 11? What side is it? It's across from, which is what? Opposite. Okay, then from this angle right here, okay, what is R? Adjacent. Okay, so I have opposite and adjacent. Okay, which trig ratio should I use? Tangent. So I'm taking tangent of that angle is equal to the opposite side, which is 11, over the adjacent side is R. Do you remember how I solve from here? What do I do? You want to get R by itself. So what's the first step in getting R by itself? Multiply by what? Multiply by whatever's in that denominator. Okay? So when I do that, these two cancel. So I have R times the tangent of 58 is equal to 11. Now what do I do to get R by itself? Divide by tangent of 58. Okay, so they cancel here. You can type this part into your calculator. So 11 divided by tangent of 58. To get your radius to be about 6.9 inches.
6.9.
Are they all like this?
No.
I hope not.
They're all like this on the side.
Okay, so your radius is about 6.9 inches. So now we want to find capital B. Okay, to find B, we need to use pi r squared, right? And r is 6.9. And again, we want to leave pi in our answer. So we just want to square 6.9.
Did you get
Okay, that is 47.61 pi. Okay, so capital B, 47.61 pi inches squared. I don't know, I can smell it too. All right, what's our height of this cone then? 11. Okay, so now that I have capital B and I have H, I can find the volume. So we have 1/3 times our B value is 47.61 pi times 11. Okay, and again, we want to keep pi in the answer. So multiply 47.61 times 11, then divide it by 3. Okay, to get 174.57 pi inches cubed.
Dang, Jack was home.
I forgot
Jack,
you.
were you racing a farm?
Okay, any questions on how I solved number 2?
Nope. I already did number 3. Number 3 was Easter in the other ones.
No.
No, got high.
All right, Ben. Last question on the bottom here. The Sky Dome of the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky is a conical building. If the height is 100 feet and the area of the base is about 15,400 square feet, find the volume of air that the heating and cooling systems would have to accommodate. So, I'm not done yet. That doesn't mean you get to talk. So this is a conical building, meaning it's in the shape of a cone. Okay, conical means shape of a cone. So I would draw out this cone. We're given that the height is 100 feet. So from that vertex, perpendicular to the base, is 100 feet. Now we're also given the area of the base is 15,400 square feet. So what is capital B?
Square feet.
They already gave you capital B. You don't even need to find it. Okay, you don't have to try and find the radius. You don't have to try and find the diameter. Okay, they already said the area of the base. Okay, that is capital B. Okay, then I also need H. What is H? 100. Okay, so I have both B and H, so I can find the volume. Okay, our volume again is 1/3 times B times H. Okay, so multiply and then divide by 3. And you should get 513.3 feet cubed. Okay, questions on how to find the volume of a cone?